Hello guys, and welcome back to another Technology Guru video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the iPhone 7. As you can see here, I do have one in hand. I thought about the different initial videos that I wanted to do upon getting the phone. I feel like there's enough unboxings out there as far as like seeing people getting it out of the box and what's in the box. It's pretty, by this point, there's been 7 of these things. Multiply that by a couple with the S renditions and things like that. I think you've seen enough of the made in California by Apple out of the boxes. So I'm not really going to do that today. What I am going to do is to talk about my first impressions with the phone. I've been using it since very early this morning. I've put it through its paces. I've done some Geekbench scores on it, and the specific phone that I have is the actual iPhone 7 Plus 256 gig. So I did go all out. A little bit about the story. One of the fun things about when you get new tech, especially an iPhone, when the craze was even more than it is now, is the journey of getting one. I went to my local store, which is right down the road from my house, really early this morning, about 7:30. Got there and found out they did not get any 7 Plus devices into that specific store. I actually had my mother travel to another store across town. There was none there either, so I thought I was out of luck. I really wanted to get the phone so I could kind of run it through its paces, and then I want to do some iOS 10 tutorials, which are going to work better on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus going forward, so I was a little disappointed. But then I began talking with the rep there at the store that I was at, and he said that they did get some in at another AT&T store, which is the carrier that I use, about 20 or 30 minutes from where I live. So I decided to drive there and thought, there's no way I'm going. I called the guy, I said, there's 30 people already in line waiting to get the phone. I get there, to make a long story short, I got the last 7 Plus 256 gig. Thank God the 16 gigabyte model is no more. RIP, right? Rest in peace. Not really. That was horrible. I'm so glad Apple got rid of that model. This specific device here, again, is the largest one now, which is going up from the 128, I believe, last year to now a 256 gig. That's a lot of storage. Again, I say that every year if I get the biggest model and I end up filling it up. Now, obviously, if you have kids like I do, taking pictures and videos, that does add up. So you have to remember that. So enough about the journey and the story of getting the actual device. As you can see here, I know you're not going to be able to see it very well. I'll do a more up close and personal video of the phone itself at a later date. But right now, as you can see here, it is in my beautiful OtterBox case. As I always do, whenever I get a new device like this, I always put it right into a case, which again goes to the point of the color really doesn't matter. Obviously, I saw the new matte black. I saw the new piano or jet black that they're calling it, rose gold and gold. This one's actually the gold color, but it really doesn't matter because you pay so much for these devices. Me personally, financially, I'm not going to have a device that I don't put a case over and protect it. That's just me. That's just a personal pet peeve of mine. So I got the blue OtterBox case on the 7 Plus. Now, I don't know if you can see very well, but as you can see on the 7 Plus, you do have the dual camera. It's got the 2 different cameras there. For wide angle shots, things like that, as well as the new depth of field effects and different things like that. Again, I'll do separate videos on all of that good stuff at a later date, but I just wanted to sit down in front of the computer and tell you guys what I think so far of this phone. I'm going to tell you what stands out to me. Number 1, the audio is clearly better. I'm not talking about the headphone jack now. I think that's been exhausted. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this phone does not have a headphone jack, because it doesn't. So we either need to get over it or get another device, right? If you don't like the decision that Apple made, either go get a Samsung and blow yourself up, or get another device, right? So that's kind of my feelings on that. The headphone jack is gone. Move on, right? It is what it is. A year from now, we won't even remember that we were talking about headphone jacks if we're in the Apple ecosystem. So it doesn't have a headphone jack. The new Lightning headphones sound just as good as the other ones do. If you're an audio head or an audiophile, I'm probably not, an audio head like most people who consider themselves that, but you'll probably be able to tell a difference. But not by much. I use the new wireless headphones that I got, are the Beats, the wireless Beats by Dre, these right here. I don't know if you can see them very well, but they're the ones that go over your ear. They're not the cans, but the actual ones that kind of form fit around your ear. When I'm running and exercising, that's what I prefer. So I'll be using those. They work very good with the Bluetooth, and it's pretty easy. So again, like I said, I took this through the test. The audio is clearly better when it comes to the speakers themselves. There's going to be 2 speakers on the base of the phone now, as opposed to this one on one side. Again, probably able to do that because of the removal of the headphone jack. And I think next year you're you're going to see even more stuff removed so they can do more things. Now, it is noticeably faster. Apps open quicker. You're able to navigate apps such as Lightroom, Adobe Photoshop, other very CPU-intensive apps. You're able to navigate and maneuver around those apps a lot quicker than you were. And I had the iPhone 6s Plus, so I'm coming from just one generation back. So if you're using an iPhone 6 or even an iPhone 5s, you will see a very, very big difference when it comes to app performance. The screen itself, honestly, the iPhone 6s Plus screen to me was great. I love the way it looks. It's another Retina screen. They say it's their brightest screen yet. Again, I can't really tell a noticeably much of a difference, to be honest with you. Which leads me to the camera. I've tried it out for the past 30 minutes outside as well as inside. I've tried it out in low light. I've tried it out in very significant sunlight. I will say this, the low light pictures on the 7 are way noticeably different and very much improved than they were even last generation. So I will say, if you're needing to take a lot of low light pictures, which in your day-to-day life you probably are, then the 7 Plus and 7 cameras are going to be better for that due to the new tech in the chipset for the cameras. So you will tell a difference there for sure. When it comes to the home button, it took me about 5 minutes to get used to the new haptic home button. If you don't know, there is no longer a actual tactile button that you push in and out. It's actually, you just, you push hard, and when you're setting up your iPhone, you can set up how hard you want to set it up to tap. I chose the middle option, which was 2, and it's fairly simple. It's very easy to just click and tap there on the home button. So it works just like it would if you're used to using 3D Touch with iOS 9 going forward. You'll be very familiar with that. So a lot of people are having problems with that, not me. And as far as the recap as a whole, should you upgrade? I guess that's the question that everyone is asking. Honestly, if you have an iPhone 6s Plus, unless you need low light pictures, unless you're really into audio and you want the full sound of the speakers, unless you need more space with the new 256 model, unless you're a color person who really wants that piano black color. And again, the camera on the 7 Plus may be something to push you over the edge if you're thinking about upgrading. That camera is phenomenal. The pictures look so good with this camera. With the wide angle lens, you're able to get in specific rooms and take bigger pictures and get more of the content in the picture because of the wide angle lens and the different tech within that camera. So definitely with that. But honestly, if you can wait, if you're not just itching to get the newest and the latest and greatest, you probably will be fine with the 6S or even the 6, because next year, as we all know, is the 10-year anniversary. I think they're going to be doing some really cool stuff next year. I think we're going to see a full screen display. They're going to get rid of a lot of the bezel on the top end of the phone, as well as I believe you're going to see some really new innovative design as far as how the phone actually looks and feels. And speaking of looks and feels, the phone feels the same. I have it in a case, a very similar case to my iPhone 6s Plus. As you can see here, this is my iPhone 6s Plus. It is in a life-proof case. This one is in an OtterBox case. Again, this case on my older phone is a little lighter, so it feels a little bit lighter, but I did some comparison tests as far as without the cases, and it feels about the same, to be completely frank with you. So if you're worried about, oh man, the Plus looks way big, no, it's always been big, right? It's a big phone. My overall grade on this phone, obviously I'm not going to give it for a couple of weeks because I like to live with the phone to kind of see how it reacts and responds to my day-to-day workflow as well as my life and things like that. So I will let you guys know via Twitter or video kind of how that goes. And again, like I told you at the top of this video, I took it through its paces on Geekbench, and I'm not going to show you on this video because there's tons of videos on YouTube showing you that, but it does perform very well. The new A10 chip that's inside of these devices is a beast. It can do a lot of things. As you hear people saying all the time, we're basically holding computers in our pockets nowadays. That's really that's a true statement. It really is. And when you mix this with iOS 10, which is the new operating system that released last week, it's a fun experience, right? iOS 10 for me, I'm not a big fan of iOS 10. Not that I don't like it. I think there's some good features there, but not enough big features for me. I mean, the biggest thing people are talking about right now are the ability to actually include stickers and things like that, and those people are making tons of money. Kevin Hart, I'm looking at you. You're making tons of money, man, on those iPhone stickers within the Messages app. So there's a lot you can do. Overall, I really do, as you guys know from past videos, I'm an Apple person. I've been Apple. I got a Mac Pro that I'm running all my work and operation on here in the studio. So for me, I like Apple devices. I have nothing against Android. I love Google. I love YouTube. I love it all, right? So I'm not doing this video to start an argument. I'm doing this video to talk with you about the actual device itself and whether or not you should upgrade or whether or not you should kind of hold tight until next year. I'm going to be doing some tutorial videos on iOS 10, and I'm glad I have this phone because it's going to make it way better and way more fun for me just because I'm a gearhead and I like to have the newest, latest, and greatest. If you have any questions specifically about the phone that I did not cover in this overview video, put them in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer those. I'm going to be kind of sitting at my computer all weekend long. Not actually at my computer, but I will have the ability to go in and comment and help you guys with any questions or fears or concerns you may be having about the new device. And as I continue to live with this phone, more pros and more cons will come up. So definitely check back on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more great tech content. The content schedule and different stuff is going to be changing on the channel going forward. As you guys know, I told you about a month ago, I'm actually doing this full time now. So I'm upgrading a lot of different things. I'm getting a new camera very, very soon. It's going to be awesome, a good vlog style camera. And then I'm going to be changing the way I release content. Not the content itself, but it's going to be more good stuff. More of the same old stuff that you guys have come to know and love from me in the past. So guys, you've watched another Technology Guru video. My name's Dusty. I hope you have enjoyed this. Hit that sub button if you haven't already. Like the video, share it with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next one.